Right, there are many advantages in making your own rabbit nets. Firstly, you can make them any size, any shape, any length you want to suit whatever you're ferreting for, different sizes holes and burrows and what have you. And also they're a lot cheaper than shop bought ones. But if you are on a very tight budget, in this video I'm going to show you how you can make rabbit purse nets for next to nothing, just for probably a few pence per net. Right, first start off with twines. Spun poly and hemp. You're talking for spun poly probably £8 to £9 per roll. Hemp is a bit dearer, probably about £11 to £12 per roll. And that roll there is just natural twine, or jute as they call it. I'll just show you the label there, and there's actually 250 metres on that, and that costs £2.50. So that's the twine. Needle, 8-inch needle, that's the needle that you would use making rabbit nets. I've got 3 of these from Amazon for £1.19, and they're good needles too. They come in sets of 3 for £1.19. The rings, that's what you would use in a standard rabbit net, and these can be quite expensive. You're talking probably £5 to £6 for 50. There's the alternative, is a split ring. It's a bag of 100 there for £1.20, and they're perfectly adequate. Let's get one out. These are inch rings, by the way. You can get them larger, but this is the size that you would use for a rabbit net. Okay, they are a lot thinner, but they're perfectly usable, perfectly strong enough for a rabbit net, and that's 100 for £1.20. That's the rings. The draw cord, builder's chalk line, braided nylon chalk line. Well, I bought a lot of these. I think they're about 50 pence for 18 metres, and I just put them on a little tube like that, and it does look a bit thin. You may think, oh, it's too thin, but believe me, the breaking strain of this line is far greater than any rabbit can break. So that's the draw cord. Then onto the mesh boards, or mesh sticks, or mesh measures. 2-inch, 2 1/8, 2 1/4, and 3-inch. The one that you would use, well, the one I use for a rabbit net is a 2 1/8. 17, well, it gives you a 4 1/4 inch mesh. 17 meshes long, gives you a 3-foot net. And that, by the way, is, well, these are ready made, £1.50 for the aluminium. Of course you can, if you are on a very tight budget, make them yourself. It's a plastic one. Oh, that's, don't think did I show you the 3-inch? That's for a fox net. Probably about £2 that. Yeah, like I say, you can make them yourself. Bit of ply, next to nothing. And that is about it, I think. So that's all the materials. Like I say, pennies. So let's get on to having a look at the net itself, the ready-made net. And this is it. This is the finished net. Finished budget purse net. And like I said, budget, to save yourself even more, twine, and not only twine, is time as well. A traditional rabbit purse net is 16 meshes wide. You can make them 3 foot, 4 foot long, whatever, but the standard is 16 meshes. So you knit 16 meshes on the ring, and you go 16, 16, 16 for the length of the net. But this is how I make my nets now. and they're called a shaped net. And the way I make them, you start off not 16 meshes, you can see the split ring there, but just 8 meshes, and you can increase the mesh so that you've got 16 meshes in the center or the belly of the purse net itself. You increase the meshes. Like I say, I start off with 8, 8, 8, then I increase the mesh to 10, 10, 12, 14, 16, 16, 16, and then I start decreasing then 14, 12, 10, 10, 8, 8, 8, and that's called a shaped purse net. So you've got the 16 meshes is the belly of the net. It's 16 meshes wide, and like I say, that saves a lot of twine and a lot of time as well. And I use a 2 1/8 mesh stick or mesh measure, 17 meshes long, gives me a 3-foot purse net, and that's it. It's a budget purse net made for probably just a few pence, perfectly capable of catching a rabbit. And if you want to see more videos about net making and how to actually make a net, how to start a net, how to finish a net, how to tie the meshes, how to increase the mesh, how to decrease the mesh, take a look at my playlist, net making.